everybody, and welcome back to Sweet and Sour Soccer. And it's a double game week in the Premier League. We've got a midweek fixture as well as the upcoming weekend. And as always, I'm going to dive in with my predictions. Scott can't make it today, so you've got just me. Do me a favour, hit that like button. Please subscribe if you are new here, and let's crack on. So, guys, the first game is Palace versus Brentford. Palace doing okay, 4 points, sitting in 12th. Brentford, 5 points, sitting in 10th. I think this will be a decent game. I really do. There's question marks around Zaha. Will he be fit? Not too sure. He was in my FPL team, but he might have to make the bench this week. Palace versus Brentford. I think I'm going to go for a draw. I think there'll be goals. I'm going to say 2-2 between Palace and Brentford. Coming up next is Fulham versus Brighton. Fulham, 5 points already. They're going very, very strongly. For Brighton, they're unbeaten. No defeat in the 4 games so far. 3 wins, 1 draw. Sitting in 4th place in the Premier League on 10 points. What a job Potter is doing. I think Brighton's unbeaten run continues. Do I think it's another win? Newcastle have been okay, to be fair. They haven't been too bad. Put up a good performance at the weekend. I'm going to go Brighton, and I'm going to say Mitrovic gets on the score sheet again. Got the goal against Arsenal, of course, but I'm going to say 2-1. I'm going to say 2-1 to Brighton. Next up is Southampton versus Chelsea. Chelsea starting to find their stride a little bit now. Sterling's twice on the score sheet at the weekend, 7 points for them. Southampton, I think they'll be okay. I really do think they'll be okay this season. I didn't put them to go down. I don't think a lot of people did. The only concerning thing with Southampton, or one of them, 8 goals conceded in 4 games already. They did concede quite a few goals last season. And they, obviously nowhere near as many as the teams below them. But they do, I think, need to, this season, tighten up that defence. They do struggle to score goals. This season, with Brower missing, have they got enough firepower? I don't know. I'm going to give it Chelsea. I think it'll be quite a convincing win, but I don't think they'll run away with it. So I'm going to say 3-1 to Chelsea. 3-1 to the visitors. Next up is Leeds versus Everton. The last time these two teams played, Everton got that very, very famous 3-0 win. And I think they were at home that day. I think it was in late February. Everton fans and Leeds fans, let me know. But Everton got the victory. I do know that. Sorry. And it was 3-0. At the moment, Leeds are in 5th, doing incredibly well. For Everton, not won a game yet this season. 2 points. Leeds look good this season. They really, really do. 7 points on the board already. The Leeds crowd are incredible. I'm going to go Leeds. I'm sorry, Everton fans. I'm going to go Leeds, and I'm going to say 2-0. I think Leeds keep a clean sheet. I think that's where Everton are going to struggle this season, the firepower. They've gone to a 5 at the back. They've took Connor Cody from my club, Wolves. I think they'll buy another 1 or 2 players. They've been linked with Hwang from Wolves. Please take him. But I think you're going to struggle for goals this season. I really do. 2-0 to the home side Leeds. Coming up for my team, Wolves. They are visiting Bournemouth. Bournemouth, coming off that 9-0 defeat. You didn't quite get the out-and-out record, but you are now up there with Southampton, with, just the worst... probably the worst performance in Premier League history, or one of them. Really not a record that you want. When you've conceded 16 goals in your first 4 Premier League games, that's not good. Bournemouth have already conceded more goals than Mourinho did in the entire season. I think it was his first season in charge where they famously conceded 15. Bournemouth have beaten that after 4 games. However, Bournemouth fans, do not worry too much, because my team, Wolves, have scored 2 goals this season. We do not like putting the ball in the back of the net. We've only conceded 4, granted, but we just cannot score. I've got a funny feeling that Bournemouth are going to put one over on us, especially after that scoreline against Liverpool. Scott Parker will have them, well, probably training every single day, watching clips. God, I've just got a funny feeling Bournemouth are going to beat us. Just because I'm a Wolves fan, I'm going to try and go a bit more positive. I'm going to say a draw, 1-1. We did score against Newcastle at the weekend, but that took a wonder strike from Ruben Neves. We can't do that every week. I'm going to go 1-1. That's how little faith I have in Wolves at the moment. Bournemouth, I'm going to give you a point. 1-1 between the home side and Wolves. Man City versus Forest next. What is it with Manchester City being 2 goals behind in a game and then winning? It happened at the weekend. It happened against Newcastle the week before, 3-1 down. The last game of last season to win the title, 2 goals behind against Brighton. This just never say die attitude from Man City. It almost rivals what United did for so long. They were almost the last minute comeback kings. Manchester City can be 3-0 down in the 60th minute. I would put money on them to win. I think bookies, if Man City are 2-0 down in the 70th minute, they're probably evens to win. That's how good they are at what they do. They have got some semi-tough fixtures coming up. After Forest, they've got Villa. Then they play Spurs. Then they play my team, Wolves. And then they play United. Wolves can beat you on their day. City fans know that. Of course, United might beat them. Spurs is going to be an incredibly tough game. So I think they do need to get 3 points against Forest in this game. Then Villa next. Take 6 points. And then you go into Spurs, Wolves and United. Hopefully either at the top or still chasing Arsenal. But listen, they're second in the league. 10 points. It's all going pretty well for Manchester City. For Forest, they've done okay this season. They've put in good performances. They did okay against Spurs at the weekend. They created a lot of chances. They're now signing their 19th player of the window, which is a record that I'll never get beaten. Willy Bowley from Wolves, my team is going there. But even with that being said, I've got to give it City. Haaland could score another hat-trick. I'm going to say 4-0 to Manchester City. Sorry, Forest fans. Arsenal, Villa next. Arsenal, only team in the league to win every single game. 12 points from 12. Unbelievable. Only 3 goals conceded for the Gunners. It really is remarkable. For Villa, my word, Gerrard is under pressure. 1 win this season, yes, granted. But as I said, for Manchester City in the last game, they do play Villa next. So for Villa, you go to the Emirates. I think you've then got Man City at home at the weekend, if I'm not mistaken. But still, you're playing the top 2 back-to-back. Villa could be, really struggling over the next 2 games. I'm going to give this Arsenal because I think the Emirates will be a great place for Arsenal to play this season. Their fans in that game against Fulham, when they went 1 behind, the Arsenal fans were chanting, getting behind the team before Arsenal had even kicked off after Mitrovic's goal. They really are being that 12th man this season so far. So I think that'll continue. I'm going to go 3-0 to Arsenal. Next up is West Ham versus Spurs. Hammers fans, you got your first win. Really good news for you guys. For Spurs, you really haven't hit 3rd gear yet. You're still doing incredibly well. Don't get me wrong. However, I don't think Spurs have really even got into 3rd or 4th gear at this point in time, and they're still picking up the points. When they do, Son hasn't had a great start to the season. You've got to say Richarlison has still got a big part to play as well this season. I think when they do click into gear, it could be very frightening for teams in and around them. I'm going to give it Spurs on this one. I think it'll be an unconvincing win, but I think they'll get the job done. 2-1 to Spurs. Next up is Liverpool. They play Newcastle, obviously coming off the back of a 9-0 win. If you'd have said to me before the game, Liverpool beat Bournemouth 9-0, Mo Salah doesn't get a goal or an assist, what are the odds of that? What would the bookies have given you for that before the game? And Mo Salah plays the entire match, I think. 1,000 to 1? 2,000 to 1? I don't think I'm being ridiculous when I say that. 9 goals in a game, Mo Salah doesn't get a goal or an assist. He came straight out of my FPL team. You can believe that. For Newcastle, they are unbeaten. One of only a handful of sides not to lose a game. They came very close against Wolves at the weekend. If not for one of the goals of the season already, you've got to say, from St. Maximin. Quite quiet in the game. Did get a couple of Wolves players booked with his pace and his trickery, but that goal is unbelievable. I'm going to give it Liverpool just, and I'm going to say 2-1. I think Newcastle bag a goal, but I'm going to say 2-1 to Liverpool. Last but not least is Leicester versus Manchester United. And Leicester fans, I mean, to be bottom of the league after 4 games, we know that there's mad pressure on Brendan Rodgers. Is it just a race at this point in time for who gets sacked first, him or Gerrard? I think it might be Rodgers, because I think Purslow at Villa will give Gerrard more time. Not sure about Brendan. I think they've only won, like, a Leicester fan will let me know in the comments, but I think it's like 7 wins out of 25 games, the last 25 games, 7 or 8 wins. I don't think it's great at all. But for Manchester United, things are turning around. Back-to-back wins against Liverpool and Southampton. They were more convincing against Liverpool than Southampton. But you could argue that in years gone by, Manchester United would have lost that game to Southampton or drew, but they did get the 1-0 win. I'm going to back United again. I think they make it 3 in a row, and I'm going to say it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to say 3-2 to Manchester United. And I've got a funny feeling that Marcus Rashford will do something in this game. Keep an eye out for Rashford. Guys, 3-2 to Manchester United. Do me a favour, hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you agree with in terms of my predictions, and I'm sure you're going to let me know what you do not agree with. We'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, guys, we will have another prediction video out in 2 or 3 days for the weekend's predictions. So stay safe, look after yourself, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.